any public or other pronouncement or view of the case. And lastly, that the stay order issued on November 6, 2017, going out of the way of prohibition filed by the First Appellant LP, that is Liberty Party, against the NEC, is hereby lifted, and the NEC is ordered to proceed with the scheduling of the runoff elections in accordance with the Constitution and the new elections law, and in strict conformity with the prescriptions set forth in this opinion. The clerk of this court is ordered to inform the parties of this decision and of the decision of this court, and it is hereby so.
Right now, the commission is heavily engaged with the preparation for the runoff elections. We spent the last and a half month at the Supreme Court.
Okay.
And then at the hearing, Supreme Court has mandated the commission to run these elections in 2 weeks. So we are heavily moving our registrations from central office back to local offices. As I speak, the last batch of our materials with Wajima today. It means that all of our materials needed for this runoff elections will be here, hopefully today. Okay, one major activity that we are about to do today is the training of our temporary staff at the two position, which is the PO and the PRO, the presiding officer and the voter identification officers. The training will be taking place in 3 locations right now. Team are in Salaye, the core of Salaye. We have another team at the Northern Central Hall, and then Wajima at the Pentecostal College of Wajima. So the commission is also telling on the process of activity in all of the FRR at the Durham polling places.
Okay.
So now we're going to push about Durham polling places. We made 210 polling places. We are telling on this exercise. So you can see how much engaged we are. There are 210 polling places. So, yeah, all of those polling places have to, the FRR for these places have to be displayed. And a large portion of them have been put there and brought to the county. And the staff also is recruited to make sure that they go to these polling places and then they post all of the FRR there so that people can go and verify the names far ahead of time. So that is one of the many that came from the Supreme Court. So the commission is not obligated to fulfill that mandate. The department responsible for civic and voter education at the National Elections Commission have printed out jingles. And I think a copy is supposed to be coming to your radio station or the local radio station that the commission have signed an MOU with.
Best choice.
I'm going to be giving these messages so that it's a area for us. We also right now in the county we have the New York, Southern New York.
The Alternative Breakfast Show, ABS, on Alternative Youth Radio AYR 98.9 FM. It's your #1 radio talk show that provides you the best choice for the exchange of ideas.
And it sets the agenda for public discourse for policy decision for the good of the motherland. It places the issues in context. It brings sense to the discourse. It asks the questions, the ends illusions. It works. It motivates. And it believes in Liberia, the motherland.
It comes on Monday to Friday from 8:15 a.m. to 10 a.m. The ABS wakes you up, provides you the platform for expressing your perceptions on a variety of issues.
Whether you like Motokola on that and the elected leader for the people of Delta and Sanae on the January Sunday evening, if that is said, it's not they were made something that proceed with never came up elected, they will never came up cooperation. If you don't know your age, you lost the age, they will tell you that you are 45 or 70 years. If the difference is too big for California, that's about the difference too. You know, if you want to have a backup, they can shoot down cow.
Join your host, James Pape Kwabo Jr.
I'm the lovely grandson of my lovely grandmother, and I've always told people liking me is optional, but respecting me is mandatory because I believe love is like a cryptid. The more you love, the deeper you fall.
A seasoned, critical, and professional Liberian journalist for thought-provoking and stimulating discussions with his guests and interactions with the callers.
You can't talk about the future of young people unless you invest in them. I was talking to some guys in Bonjaman the other day when they're talking about investment. I said to them, hey, I may not have invested in infrastructure, but look at my total budget for scholarship in the country was covering over 600 young people. I spent between 28 to 30,000 US dollars every year on scholarship. The records are there. So take $30,000, multiply it by 9 years, you're talking $270,000 invested in young people. That could have been 2 hotels. It could have been a gas station, but instead of infrastructure, I elected on my own to invest in young people, and I'm going to continue to do that.
If we can pay $1,000 for one armchair, I think it will be fair enough. With that, we'll be headed somewhere. With that 70,000, we can procure the first 70 pieces of armchair. But if we start at that level, that kind of high rate, I'm just thinking how much it will cost us to produce the first 100 pieces.
The Alternative Breakfast Show, ABS, is interspersed with wonderful music. It's the ABS on AYR 98.9 FM. Your best choice. Discussions with his guests and interactions with the callers.
You can't talk about the future of young people unless you invest in them. I was talking to some guys in Benjamin the other day when they're talking about investment. I said to them, hey, I may not have invested in infrastructure, but look at my total budget for scholarship in the country was covering over 600 young people. I spent between 28 to 30,000 US dollars every year on scholarship. The records are there. So take $30,000, multiply it by 9 years, you're talking $270,000 invested in young people. That could have been 2 hotels. It could have been gas stations, but instead of infrastructure, I elected on my own to invest in young people, and I'm going to continue to do that.
If we can pay $1,000 for one armchair, I think it will be fair enough. With that, we'll be headed somewhere. With that 70,000, we can procure the first 70 pieces of armchair. But if we start at that level, that kind of high rate, I'm just thinking how much it will cost us to produce the first 100 pieces.
The Alternative Breakfast Show, ABS, is interspersed with wonderful music. It's the ABS on AYR 98.9 FM. Your best choice.
Like I said, I did the Senate, you have not seen me put my hands up. But I said to Waka, every time I put my hands up, you are sleeping.
What a wonderful way for me to welcome you folks from across the world and from across Liberia. Yeah, we're trying something to set up better. But what a wonderful way for me to welcome you this morning from across the world and from across Liberia. My name is James Kwabo, and this is the Alternative Breakfast Show. It comes away Monday to Friday, and today is Thursday. Of course, December 20. That's sorry. The 21st of December 2017. Of course, just 5 days to national elections in this country, and 4 days to the celebration of Christmas. But however, the way we do it and the way after we will go is to put Liberia first about personal interest. And this program comes to you from 8:15 straight up to 10 o'clock, with a repeat at 6:15 in the evening. My name is James Kwabo. I'm your lovely son, of course, the lovely grandson of my lovely grandmother. Liking me is optional, but respecting me is mandatory. Love is like a kryptonite. The more you love, the deeper you fall. It doesn't matter how many people said it or who said it best. I'm here on the front line defense of generational change, and I'm prepared for that. Liking me is optional, but respecting me is mandatory. On that note, who are those who intend to talk to you, and what are those issues we intend to talk about? President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf visits Bon County to break ground for the Lofa County Road Project. Jeremiah Molba at Hot FM in Banga Bon County will tell us the detail of that. A group of partisans from the All Liberian Party, the ALP, calling itself the majority group, suspend Honorable Benanda Ure from the party following the endorsement of Unity Party Joseph Boaka in the pending December 26 runoff elections. Our Maserati County correspondent James Fulmer will give us the detail of that suspension and also the Elections Commission activities in Maserati County. Ahead of the December 26, 2017 elections, those with multiple names or registrations and similar voters identification number have been identified for Lofa County. How many are there, and what is the next step? Mr. Albert Smith, the head of the National Elections Commission for Upper Lofa, will tell us the detail of that. He will also tell us the status of the ongoing training for electoral staff and the publication of the FRR in the county as part of a mandate from the Supreme Court of Liberia. The Senate hearing, as a matter of fact, is expected to continue today. You'll also get some level of impact from it. That's our correspondent. The Ministry of Agriculture has broken ground for the construction for road construction in Sano County in an effort to improve transportation and commercial activities in the southeast. Sagashos Bangu, news director at Voice of Sano, will tell us the details of that. Also, Grand Nigeria Community College has graduated 60 students in the county as Dr. Edward Winkinyon, president of the Tottenham University, urges students to be critical thinkers. Jacob Tue from Grand Nigeria there will tell us the detail. During our studio discussion, we will play host to Lieutenant Colonel Richie Armstrong Famule, the commander of the Liberia Immigration Service Zaza District. He will be here to join us on breakfast table to tell us some of the security issues as it relates to the border protection ahead of the December 26, 2017 runoff elections. And information we're getting, those of you from Guinea who've registered, maybe the system was not tight that time. If you know yourself, don't come to Liberia to vote. I just want to send this as a caveat. Don't come to Liberia to vote if you know you are not a Liberian. Because we are ensuring that we monitor the system very well. Because this time, we don't want any blame game. Remember, this show is probably brought to you by Lone Star Cell, MTN, Liberia's biggest MTN company. I'm taking a break with our MTN proud sponsor. When I come back, we'll take our first correspondent or reporter on this show. This is the ABS, your biggest breakfast presentation from the top of Buckers Hill in Zaza Lofa County. And this is James Kwabo. I'll be right back after a message from our proud sponsor, the Lone Star MTN.
CIC, and you already know how we roll. But guess what? I said, guess what? I got some good news for you guys. The loan and winter surprise is now here. You don't have to wait again. Are you ready, Liberia? You sure you're ready? I just opened a new store and it's called the Lone Star Cell Discount Store. Here's the most exciting news. My discount store is right on your phone, so you don't have to look for it. All you have to do is dial 500. That's 500 to speak to 2 agents. Wait, before you call in, let me introduce my storekeepers to you. I have the classic Bijou who speaks standard English. And I got the crawler boy who will suffer you with a colloquy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my storekeepers.
CIC, you know I got the best section of your store. Super classic deals for your valuable customers.
But let me hear in my ear, man. What may I session, the best session? We all my real body and my real tune, my so good, my paraport, I hear for you. Listen, I get so straight level here for you in my store. Do not mind space of course and the chin. Look how they will out. We say here, sitting on there calling yourself Pichu. So you will know Pichu, you better wait. Man, make me laugh before my testing part for my moya.
Am I the one you're talking to, Crawler Boy? CIC, kindly advise this Crawler Boy of yours to stop insulting me.
Hey, yo, wait now. This tour for all. I mean all in Liberia. Whether you expert or VIP, Chinese, Russian, American, Zogo, Strabo, once you're in Liberia, let's do it for you. So LIB, let's get started.
All that thing talking, I still get a best level in my store. Once a best, will always remain the best.
Well, that's why we are here now. Pick up your Lone Star phones. Unlock them and call. I say call 500. That's 500. Dial 500 now to visit my discount store. Big Jew and Crawler Boy are in store awaiting you. The best offer that Liberia has ever seen.
Only with Liberia's #1 taxpayer, Lone Star Cell MTN. Everywhere you go.
There's no doubt about it. Lone Star Cell MTN is Liberia's biggest taxpayer company, and we're proud to be associated with this biggest company and on the biggest breakfast presentation from across Lofa County. And those of you joining us from across the world, I'd like to say good morning, welcome. This is your most famous breakfast presentation from Raya Lofa County. This morning, the issues we intend to follow is the fact that the ALP in Monrovia, the ALP, that's the All Liberian Party, have suspended Benanda Wilfred Ure, some partisans. They call themselves the majority group of the ALP. And that was prompted as a result of the decision taken by Benanda Ure to endorse Vice President Joseph Yemabwaka ahead of the December 26 election. Right now on the line is our Maserati County correspondent, James Flomo, to tell us more. Good morning, James.
Good morning, James Kwabo, and good morning to the people of Lofa County.
Well, James, what is about this suspension of Benanda Ure?
This suspension came about yesterday when Benanda Ure endorsed the presidency of Vice President Joseph Yemabwaka. According to the group believed to be the majority bloc, they were not consulted, and Benanda Ure didn't ask a person who is taking care of his foreign, and they are not farmers for Benanda Ure. So based on that, Benanda Ure along with the chairman are also suspended, and they are called to order to attend a meeting where they will be able to explain. And some of their reasons are there was a meeting in Sanu County, that is in Niba County, where opposition political parties agreed that when the opposition political party made it to the second round, all opposition parties should come together to fight the ruling party. But Benanda Ure did not obey that, and he was the one who represented the party in Niba County, and he went ahead by endorsing the candidacy of Joseph Walker. He's obviously suspended, and it is something yet that we are waiting to get response from Benanda Ure.
And who are those signing the suspension letter? Who are those?
You know, the guys are yet to really make this public by coming out. There was a guy who believes to be Sandra, that's just the name we got. It came out. It was only him that came out to say, I am the acting chairman. He claimed to be the acting chairman, saying that Benanda Ure is suspended. And I believe that is just a mere statement yet until it is official, where they are going to organize a press conference calling on everybody. But it was just a statement right after the ceremony yesterday. He came out quickly in an interview to just say that.
But did he do that statement or made that statement with the press, or was just a gentleman discussion?
Yeah, he made a statement with the press, but it was not really formal. It was something that after he heard about this ceremony, he came rushing to speak to the press, but he said in a subsequent time we will call you guys for official, where we're going to invite the Benanda Ure in question and the party chairman and other officials. But he said as of today, Benanda Ure is suspended. I believe that is rubber suspension.
But for now, as it stands, it has not been formal. If it should take place,
we have to get the responses from those accused, and again we have to get a letter that would be saying that Benanda Ure is suspended. You can't just suspend me by saying things like that. As you may be aware, Benanda Ure is the secretary of the All Liberian Party.
But as it comes to the issue of the program, what reaction could you describe the situation to be like?
Oh, well, the program was well attended yesterday. You had so many supporters from both parties, the Unity Party and the All Liberian Party. And Benanda Ure came out to say that other political parties that will sit now to support Joe Boakai. They don't make good for Liberia, and most of the problems that we are faced with today in Liberia are caused or were caused by the current president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and these elections were organized for us to elect a leader, but she's also doing everything she can to select a person that is George Martin Weah, and everyone really have to come out to fight in order to make Joe Boakai president. And Joe Boakai came out also to accept the endorsement where he said we have to work and you need to work to earn. You don't have to say that everybody have to work in order not to allow the disaster to come out.
And when it comes to partisans, the partisans that were there from the ruling Unity Party and that of the ALP, what could you say in terms of the mixture of people there?
Well, they were there singing, chanting their slogans that we don't want a man who is not educated, and they were all in our mood. They were celebrating, really cheering their political leaders, saying, Joe Boakai, we have finally crossed over to you. We believe you can deliver more for Liberia.
But from a physical expression of Vice President Boakai, what could you see in him?
Yeah, from his physical look, he was happy because even before the ceremony could start, when he first arrived on the party's headquarters on the ground, you could see that move, you could see that happiness, and he was welcome where you have traditional people coming out to give him cola and welcoming him in the community. And when he came out to speak, even before he could come out to speak, when some musicians came out to perform, Joe Boakai himself, he stood up for 2 different times to dance along with them, laughing, and he had happiness on his face.
Okay, what about the National Elections Commission issue? Tell us more about that.
Oh, well, yesterday, finally, Jerome Kokoya, Councillor Jerome Kokoya, the chairman of the Elections Commission, came out publicly to say that the FRR is clean with the help of the international community, both the ECOWAS, the EU, and the African Union. They all came to help, and it is now clean, and they are set for the 26th. So countries like some report that I saw for you, countries like Lofa, Niba, and other parts of Liberia have already started placing those FRR to the precinct centers. So meaning everything now set for November 26th.
But as it relates to the euphoria for this particular election, what could you say in Montserrado County?
The euphoria still remains the same. We are expecting the Supreme Court and the Liberian Senate today. The Supreme Court told us on Monday that anytime this week they reserve ruling. So that ruling may come out today, and in that ruling, there are 2 things that we are expecting. Either a prohibition or not a prohibition, because the Unity Party filed a bit of information requesting that the election commission violate the Supreme Court level, and again they don't have interest in, they don't believe in the leadership of Councillor Kokoya, meaning he should step aside. And they had their argument on Monday. It was very unique, and the Supreme Court came out to say we reserve ruling in this matter anytime this week. So anytime this week should be between now and Saturday, because as you may be aware, Sunday we start the following week. So the Supreme Court may come out today to tell us where we stand. So basically, as it relates to this election, we say that the Supreme Court will be the one now to start anytime this week.
But are there other developments from Montserrado County you'd like to share with us? Maybe we didn't ask you to say.
Yes, today you also have Unity Party that have so many endorsements. Yesterday, the DJP, the Democratic Justice Party, endorsed them. The oldest political party, Chiwin Party, they also were part of that ceremony. And today, the majority bloc of the Liberty Party are expected to endorse Justice Jimo Boakai. That event will be starting by 9:30 a.m. today, and it will be followed by another ceremony in Grand Bassa County, where the older folks there are saying they believe that the only person who can do better for Liberia is Ambassador Joseph Mwaka that is expected to kick off right after the ceremony that will be starting by 9 by the Majority Plaza of the Labor Department.
Okay, thanks ever so much for joining us, James.
All right, thank you very much.
Oh, okay. At this time now we go over to Bond County. From Montserrat, we go to Bond County. Bond County, President Allen Johnson Sally is expected to break ground today for the Lofa Road construction. And on the line right now is Jeremiah Molba from Hard FM in Banga, Bond County. Good morning, Jeremiah.
Good morning. How is Lofa County this morning?
Well, we're trying to be very okay. And tell us, how are the preparations there in Bond County ahead of this groundbreaking ceremony?
Well, this afternoon, the President of the Republic of Liberia, Her Excellency President Johnson Sirleaf, will be in Bond County. According to Bond County Development Superintendent, Anthony Sharif, she'll be here this afternoon to break ground or to dedicate the road leaders.
Hello, are you there? Wow, we're finding it tough to getting Jeremiah. You need to change your location, Jeremiah. Good morning, are you there? Okay, we can't get Jeremiah, but we will try to reconnect Jeremiah very shortly. As a matter of fact, President Allen Johnson Sally is expected to break ground for the road construction to Lofa County today. Again, is it another new process of breaking ground? Because I've been following some of the activities about groundbreaking ceremony. But at this time, what makes it quite different from the other? That's what we want to find out from our colleague from Hard FM in Montserrat. That's in Banga Bond County, and he will tell us more.
So his question was whether the FR can be cleaned up before the runoff. Yes, sir. It will be cleaned up before the runoff. We are aware of the challenges in terms of time limitation, but we have taken all of those into consideration. We will need all of the measures of the court in full. Then you ask it.
Okay, right now it's back on the line. Jeremiah, you will need to change your location, please. You need to change your location. You are back on the line. Go ahead.
Okay, I think it's better now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so like I said, the President of the Republic of Liberia should be here this afternoon to break ground for the Lofa Road. That's the road leading from Bond County to Lofa County, according to Bond County Development Superintendent Anthony Sharif. And she's coming along with several delegates, especially the company that will be responsible to take care of the road project. But he didn't disclose the name of the company to me. But according to him, the project, the groundbreaking project is it will take place in the county. But she's doing this to make sure the new administration, new government that will be over from her will be able to implement the project. And there have been a lot of saying, especially with regard to this road issue. Some of the people we spoke to on the radio station, some of the people who called on the radio station expressed gratitude, they expressed appreciation to Madam President for a level of development she has delivered over the past 1 year.
Yeah, what makes this groundbreaking ceremony quite different from others? Because in previous time, they've had some groundbreaking ceremony just for the same Lofa Road. So what makes this one quite different? Have you been able to get that information?
Well, we haven't yet. Like I said, when I spoke to the development superintendent on this issue, he tried to really explain, but he told me that everything going to be this afternoon and most details will be done. But the delegates, they are expected to be here this afternoon. And like as I speak, people are already on their way to making sure that they escort the president. Usually when the president is coming in the county, you see people going to escort her. And they have been welcoming things to make sure that
So precisely where the program will be taking place.
Well, the program will be taking place in parking. There is a parking if you use the police station going to Nova County, there is a parking, there's Nova parking here. The program will be this afternoon.
Okay, so please let us know about the outcome of that groundbreaking ceremony.
Okay, I will do that. I will do that.
Okay, thanks ever so much, Jeremiah, for filling us in this morning.
Before I take leave of you this morning, as you are aware that yesterday, Ambassador Simon said endorsed the Coalition for Democratic Change.
Okay.
There have been this controversy on our state program last evening. Some of the callers said that Ambassador has betrayed the Rural Unity Party. In fact, he has enjoyed the immunity of the Rural Unity Party. He left the Rural Unity Party. And they say he betrayed the party because he has left the party. In fact, he has pledged his support to the Coalition for Democratic Change. That's what they are saying. Even both of them are saying that even when he go at the Coalition for Democratic Change, he might even do the same. In fact, he is not trusted. There was no saying last evening after the program.
Okay, then it has brought me to a point of asking you also. What is the FRR process there? Have you started seeing some of the FRR published in your community?
Yeah. I just came from the biggest government school in Bonn County here, that is the Delegate Government High School. And I saw a lot of citizens on their way there. They went to see as to whether they can see their photo along with their name. A lot of citizens have gone there. Most of them who left from there, I think there have been no complaint. But this morning, the National Election Commission, Upper Bonn County, the Upper Magistrate, and Newland is having a workshop for poll workshop this morning.
Okay.
The workshop is going to start at 9 o'clock, so they are in a number this morning. It's a 2-day workshop for election workers. It's starting today and will end tomorrow at the Delegate Government High School.
Beyond that, has the momentum for the election?
Well, the momentum seems to be fine, but on the other hand, have been this complaint that the distance for the election, as the 26th for the election, is not suitable because on a Christmas day, most people will be, maybe tired or maybe busy with other things, and the next day they will not have the chance or the opportunity to go and vote. But with all of that, politicians, partisans, they are encouraging their supporters to remain kind, especially the peaceful messages they have spread. And since the runoff election was announced by Councillor Kokoya, there have been no violence as it relates to the runoff report. There have been no violence. Everything has been peaceful. The coalition has been carrying its election peacefully. The Unity Party as well. Everything has been peaceful in Bonn County.
Thanks ever so much, Jeremiah, for filling us in.
You're welcome.
He's Jeremiah Malba from our sister radio station. That's Hot FM in Banga, Bonn County, telling us more about the president's visit today to that part of the country to break ground for the construction of the Lofa Road. There has been, I consider it as long overdue because several groundbreaking activities have taken place. I was joking to somebody. I said they shouldn't be breaking the ground until they damage the ground, because every day groundbreaking. So I'm worried that they wouldn't be breaking the ground until the ground spoils. But this time I show is very real, and President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, our Iron Lady, is doing well. Thanks, Madam President, for a great job. Thanks for keeping the peace. And thanks to all of you who are joining us via social media. My own appeal to you is to continue to share the link on your page, and so as to ensure that we can be able to get the line on. Right now, we will go over to Sano County, that's in the southeast of the country, where we will talk with our colleague there to tell us more about the Ministry of Agriculture groundbreaking ceremony. Excuse me. And groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of a road in an effort to improve commercial activities in the southeast. Sagashos Banguru is now on the line. Good morning, Sagashos.
Good morning to all these lovely people in that part of Liberia, the local county.
Okay, this is James, and welcome to the Alternative Breakfast Show.
It's nice you're getting to be on your breakfast show this morning.
Okay. However, tell us about the groundbreaking ceremony in Sano County by the Agriculture Ministry.
Well, it is nice to know that there was a groundbreaking ceremony yesterday, and the groundbreaking ceremony was done by Small Product Agricultural Productivity Enhancement and Commercialization, which were held in Kingston, Lower Wire District yesterday. And the groundbreaking ceremony was the build ground for 24.8 kilometer road linking 6 communities. That is the road linking Tubastown to Cedar, Tubato to Nene, and Dekula to Monastown.
But you said how many kilometer?
24.8 kilometer.
24.2 kilometer. Okay. And go ahead.
The construction of the roads in my assisting farmers to have easy access of bringing their goods to Greenville. There's a record that the first ride, that is country rides to ever be soon in Sino came from that then people used to bring their rice, plenty, banana, but because of the road condition at the time there was a company operating there called the Food Company. The residents used to bring their goods by way of the boat, but that company is no longer there. There is no boat. Citizens of that area have the food, have their goods there, but it is very hard to bring their goods to Greenville. So the Ministry of Agriculture otherwise put on the budget plan to have that budget there to enable farmers to bring their goods to Greenville. The occasion was attended by the Vice Chair, the President, that is the Superintendent of South County, Honorable Prosper Gibran, and Representative Mike Zaza of District Number 3, and attended by over 200 citizens from that district and far beyond.
Okay. What I want to find out from you, what change will it bring in the county?
Well, it's going to bring a whole lot of change. To note, we are having a market day in Sano on other days. Now we have market day, and I feel it will be very easy for goods to move from that end to come to Sano. I think it will reduce the prices of commodity on the local market, especially our sample food rice, because there are a whole lot of rice there, and people finding it very difficult to bring their goods to Greenville. So I think we ease the burden of our local food, and farmers will also benefit. That is, they will bring their produce to town, sell them, and have money to sustain their family.
Okay, when it comes to the other aspect, the issue of the election, how is it there in the county?
Well, elections, the National Elections Commission are now conducting worship with supervisors and all of the election staff. The worships is ongoing. Very shortly they will be dispatching those election personnel to their various centers. The momentum is here as well. We are not feeling much of the United Party, but CDC is campaigning vigorously on a day-to-day basis, having radio engagement, having those forums, discussion, holding a whole lot of meeting. We are not feeling much of the United Party to admit. We are not feeling much of it. But CDC is on the run here very seriously to ensure presidential victory. And there are many people crossing over to the CDC. Often, one of the representatives, Kennedy, we had Stanley Carter, Jefferson, Camo, I mean, a whole lot of aspirants that contested the Ottawa Boost are all joining the CDC to ensure CDC victory in Sano County.
But when it comes to the publication of the FRR, which is a major contention when it comes to the ruling from the Supreme Court, how is the FRR process?
Well, I've not seen that. I've not seen that publication. But we try to talk with both the election magistrate and the assistant magistrate. I will be on my way to the NSC office to talk with the election magistrate to see where that publication is out.
Okay, thanks ever so much. Let's hope we can get you tomorrow morning to tell us more about the electoral issues there in Sano.
Yes, it is my pleasure always to inform the people of Liberia, and it is also my dream that one day I will be recommended to your office to give you update of everything, because there are a whole lot of happenings in Sino, and our people in River County also need to be informed, and especially so with Fagashas being the news. I feel that our people can also feel information as it relates to what is unfolding in local county. So I would love it here. I can be recommended so that I could feed the people with information there in local county.
Okay, my brother, you already recommended. No problem. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Okay, it's our Alternative Breakfast Show right here, and we intersperse it with wonderful music as well. This is the ABS Sagashas band who has been talking about the euphoria in Sano concerning the election, but much have not been seen of the United Party, unlike the CDC, that continues to intensify their campaign activities, radio engagement, and several other issues. But also, we've been able to talk with him. He has been able to tell us about the Ministry of Agriculture on that's 24.2 kilometer road construction to connect other communities. That is going to improve economic situations in the county. Unlike in time past, they had to ride canoe to move their goods and services. This is the Alternative Youth Radio, the station with great passion for youth and community transformation. And from across Lofa County and those of you around the world by our social media, I'd like to say good morning and just continue to leave your comments as we will read them out for you. And we're trying now to get hold of the Lofa County, Upper Lofa Magistrate of the National Elections Commission. The National Elections Commission, as part of the mandate for the from the Supreme Court, they were mandated to clean up the system, and as part of the cleaning up, they also identify some multiple names in the system. Lofa County is no exception, and as such, what those are, what's the number of people that have been affected by this situation? What is going to be the next step? How are they going about to have the system clean? That's what we want to find out from the National Elections Commission representative here. That's Abbott Smith. Abbott will always be on our breakfast show because this is the most critical time in our history. As such, we will follow up very well. This is the ABS.
Or diluted. We therefore respect the right of every member, partisan, and supporter of Liberty Party to endorse or not to endorse whoever some of our partisans have chosen to endorse, or whoever other partisans might choose to endorse, or even if some of our partisans decide not to endorse. None of them become any less a partisan than the other. Liberty Party is a big tent, which includes all of us. Our personal feeling towards each other notwithstanding, borrowing from the inscription on the American Statue of Liberty, we consist of the tired, the poor, the huddled masses yearning to breathe free, as well as the homeless and the Zogos. Together, we are Liberty Party. It is the decision of the Liberty Party that as an institution, we will endorse neither Vice President Barker nor Senator Weah. However, our partisans regardless of position or status, members of all our auxiliaries, including those that bear the name of Bromskin, may feel free to endorse or not to endorse. Restricted or diluted. We therefore respect the right of every member, partisan, and supporter of Liberty Party to endorse or not to endorse. Whoever some of our partisans have chosen to endorse, or whoever other partisans might choose to endorse, or even if some of our partisans decide not to endorse, none of them become any less a partisan than the other. Liberty Party is a big tent which includes all of us. Our personal feeling towards each other notwithstanding, borrowing from the inscription on the American Statue of Liberty, we consist of the tired, the poor, the huddled masses yearning to breathe free, as well as the homeless and the Zogos. Together, we are Liberty Party. It is the decision of the Liberty Party that as an institution, we will endorse neither Vice President Walker nor Senator Weah. However, our partisans, regardless of position or status, members.
That was the voice of Liberty Party, Charles Walker Bromskin there. In terms of the position recently read on behalf of the party, they've agreed that as an institution, they are now going to endorse Vice President Joseph Walker or George Weah. Right now on the line, we will go over to Grangeda County, where the Grangeda Community College have graduated 60 students in the county, as Dr. Edward Winkinyon, president of the Tubman University, has urged graduates to be critical thinkers. Jacob Tue, the program director at Top FM in Grangeda County, is now on the line to tell us more. Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, and good morning to all of your good listeners.
Well, we're very good. Okay, that's wonderful. How is Grangeda County this morning?
Grangeda precisely is relatively calm. So going about number of businesses, especially in the capital region. To be aware, the NEC few days back this week has already commenced training for pool workers. So that's already happening. Like you already said, during the course of last weekend, over the weekend, the Grangeda County Community College graduated 60 students from this various disciplines to include agriculture, business and accounting, public administration, talking about science and technology, public health, among others. These 60 students, as we already said, the Central University President, Dr. Edward Winkinyon, served as the guest speaker. Among other things, he urged the graduates to be critical thinkers and actually base their analysis on facts and statistics. According to him, in Liberia, many educated people do not actually speak. Do not actually speak in terms of facts, in terms of quoting statistics, but rather they base their acumen and analysis on rumors and speculation. And he also indicated that such is not relevant for a society that is fighting illiteracy. So he urges the graduates to plan whatever they decide to do, plan, and that plan should also based on statistics and data. And at the same time, he acknowledged the college authority to ensure that discipline offers at the county community college that receive and qualified instructors are eligible to academically discharge a function. Because according to him, if students are not fully prepared, are not fully stable, and if they are graduates with associate degree, they must be able to actually deliver to their various community, and as such, they will be dependent in their various community rather being independent and helping other people. So that was it. And for the college president, Dr. Reverend Solomon X. Wajirati, outlined some challenges that have involved the community college since while addressing his audience at the second commencement competition of the Grand County Community College, appeal to government and donors to see need to ensure that this 1.5 kilometer route is safe, so that students will have easy access to the Grand County Community College in campus. He also appealed to government, as you may be aware, since the college where he added into law, 500,000 according to him has been given for operation and administrative costs, and including salaries. And this amount, he said, is quite sufficient to ensure that 45 instructors and administrative operation are also carried on smoothly. So, according to him, he also indicated that based on the application, the amount was augmented to 800,000, but yet and still that the flagging said that this amount is not enough, considering the huge enrollment of students at the Grand County Community College, and there is a need that at least increment of 1.2 billion United States dollars will be sufficient to ensure that the college fully operates and all of the disciplines they offer qualified instructors are being available for them. Commenting on the ongoing construction of the Great County Community College in campus, as you may be aware, the County Development Fund and the County Social Development Fund, there was some money. We understand 1.2 million was allocated for academic building construction during soccer pitch. So he provided updates to audience at the second commencement competition ceremony, when he said that construction is progressing. Some of the buildings are now at the window level, some are at the roof level, and even some at the roof, and plastering is ongoing.
Okay.
So these were some challenges in Ireland.
And what he thinks can be done in order to address these situations now that the college have grown up to that level?
Well, he also provided some, also based on report to citizens who attended the second commencement competition ceremony. As you may be aware, one thing he indicated was the issue of electricity. The campus is not being electrified as we speak. And he said the Grand County Community College, in partnership with a university, that was a university based in the United States, in Philadelphia, has promised to provide solar panels to ensure that the campus is being electrified. And also, he is also appealing to the county authorities to be aware that rescue is now being pushed electricity by the Liberia Electricity Corporation. So he is also calling on the LSC and LDC authority and the county authority to ensure that the LEC electricity reaches to the Great County Community College so that electricity costs can actually reduce. At the same time, to rightly answer your question as to what is being done, what is it doing as the president of the current County College to mitigate some of the challenges. He said that they are talking with partners in education, and also they are engaging with the college board of directors, the Grand Legislative Caucus, to ensure that they holistically address some of these challenges that are involved with the college. But he also commented on some progress being made considering the enrollment, which includes at 800,000 students. And of course, he said before 2019, the college will be able to accommodate roughly maybe 900,000 students. That's where we stand.
Okay.
But get away from the event of the Grand County Community College with the information. The United Nations mission in Liberia, as you may be aware, this mission came to Liberia in 2004. And they were deployed in Europe. And over the weekend, O'Mill finally departed Grand County. This departure ceremony was held at the ZWT headquarters. So as we speak, O'Mill has finally departed the region. And in there, what was much more painful, according to Grand County Superintendent, Honorable Peter Hill Suru, he said the departure of Honorable is quite regretted, considering the relationship I have, the intervention of the United Nations mission in Liberia, is one of the areas where the local authority have had challenges and how they are having to actually nurture the peace. And NOC then leading was kind of sad day for people in the Southeast. And for a start, the regional administrative officer, Nuhu Makansha, also praised the people of Grand Jida County and the Southeast for their level of cooperation, for their willingness to accept peace, and also expressed the hope that these peace that are being established will fully be maintained by Liberia. So the left of items began, and these items include team vehicles, and these team vehicles they are being distributed among the Southeastern County superintendents, meaning that each of the superintendents from River G, Grand Jida, Sando, Grand Korean Burden will have one vehicle, and the other vehicles is being given to the police and the Ministry of Gender, and not that of the Master Terminal Memorial Hospital in Grand Jida County.
Okay, just before you go, so with respect to those items that are being distributed already to the county authorities, what else are the United Nations mentioned in Liberia in terms of impact had on the people of Grand Jida County? Just to conclude on that note. In terms of the impact, some of the programs they carried out in Grand Jida that citizens will always remember.
Well, basically, the Chinese contingent that was assigned in Grand Jida, where the Chinese engineering contingent left area of last year. They left in 2016, and their impact has been great. As you may be aware, the Chinese were actually involved in the maintenance of roads, and this year, following the media, especially in the Southeast, see how deplorable road conditions are being reported by the media and other citizens alike, and they're crying on government to improve the road, all because the Chinese contingent that was in the Southeast making sure that the road maintenance, especially in the drought season, was on course. They have departed, and they are all taking a series of home-built quick impact projects. And one major among them is the current Liberia National Police station here in Zurich. This building was erected under the home-built quick impact project, and of course, we have gone to the national pilot operation. We also see some of the intervention there. Today, against there is being both of some good security because of the home-built quick impact project. They have provided some staff quarters for security technicians, especially the National Police, and then the police support units, and even when the ERG were here, were also being given some compensation by the United Nations mission in Liberia. So it's not an intervention. Not speaking of health, but through the left, there was some medical equipment, high quality medical equipment that was donated to the Master Terminal Memorial Hospital. So there are a lot of intervention they made through that departure.
Okay, Jacob. Yeah, Jacob.
Yeah.
On the other note, just finally, what about the ongoing election? Have you seen the publication of the FRR already?
Well, there is a major press conference scheduled for 2 o'clock today by the Senior National Election Commission Magistrate here in Grand Jida County, Mr. Arthur Siwadoji. But we are told by associates close to the local election officer that the publication will pick up immediately this evening. Some are already being taken out of surgery where they have polling precincts. As you be aware, the Supreme Court mandated the NEC to reject that. So they are on course, and if I don't have told local media here. So that will be done, that will not be done officially by the Senior Election Magistrate Arthur Siwadoji later on today.
All right, thanks for joining us this morning for on our Alternative Breakfast Show.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity, and I hope that one
That's also. That's also. Okay, thanks ever so much for joining us. Right now on the line is Mr. Abbott Smith. Abbott Smith is the head of the National Elections Commission for Upper Lofa. As we told you, as part of our commitment, we will continue to engage in with respect to several other electoral issues in the county. Right now, the National Elections Commission, as part of the mandate of the Supreme Court of Liberia, to clean up the system. What is next with respect to the multiple names that have been identified on the in the database? What next what's the status of the ongoing training and the elections for Tuesday? Good morning, Abbott. Welcome to the ABS.
Good morning, Kwabo. How are you?
Well, I'm good. And how was your trip? Your quick trip to Monrovia?
We thank God that He's kind of protecting us and so that we can do the Liberian business. We're back in Wonjama this morning. We left from Monrovia yesterday morning and we're back this morning.
Okay. Okay, Abbott. Specifically, the Supreme Court of Liberia mandated the National Elections Commission to do a full cleanup of the FRR. And you've already begun the publication. What about the multiple names that were identified?
All right. I think the commission has done extremely well with the aid of the ECWA team that came in and then with our local experts that we have. The role that our chairman spoke yesterday has been thoroughly cleaned up according to the mandate of the Supreme Court. That's why we are posting the listing in the various polling places now. For the situation of Lofa, the entire Lofa, Lofa have two polling places that can be two electoral offices.
Okay.
All right. We have one in Kuala Homes that controls Kuala Homes, that is Lower Lofa. And one is in Wonjama, where I am, that controls Sai, also Wonjama and Guadalupani. Now, over Lofa, the statistics on Lofa with respect to people that have multiple that did multiple registration.
Mm-hmm.
We have a total of 37.
37.
37, okay, which is not a very huge stuff, but normally these things happen. I think I told you about the OMR form.
Yeah.
These are factory president, and some of the forms, all of the forms will carry a very distinct serial numbers, but in most cases, some of these error comes on the factory. When the factory prints two forms with the same serial number, it means two persons will be issued that same serial number. So that's how it come about. Then on the issue of people that managed to do the double registration or multiple registration, more than 1, 2, 3 places.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the situation of
7.
7. So we are watching out for those kind of people. The commission have identified the figure. Now, for as I said yesterday, for those who will go and then fall in a situation of not seeing the name of the FRR, it means you were maybe sharing the same ID number with 4 or 5 persons, and the commission have only selected the first person with that number to be on the list. So the rest of the individual are not to be playing naturally. So they will have to raise a case very fast with the electoral offices all around the country so that we can forward their names to the commission for appropriate action. The action that should be taken, I may not be the one to say that action, but that is at the level of the technician, which are the magistrates. We are supposed to collect this kind of information and send it back to Monrovia.
Yeah, Abbott, I'm concerned about the 37. So you're saying the double registration, the multiple registration, or the same ID numbers assigned to 2 or 3 persons, in total 37?
The multiple is 37. Let me get it right. The multiple voter registration where people want to manage to go to 3 places is 37.
Okay, multiple 37.
Which is not a very difficult thing for the commission to handle, because in the ratio 10 places you only be allowed to go one place with our procedure when they're marking your finger. Now the issue of the 7 persons that are carrying the identical voter registration number, and that is the issue. Those are people who are trying to see how we can locate them. So if you fall in that situation, you have to quickly send your information to the NEC office, and then raise the issue that you're not on the FRR, so that we can do a checkup, and then send the information back to HQ.
So the issue of the identical registration number, how many persons?
We have 7.
7. So 37 multiple voter registration areas and 7 identical voter registration numbers. Okay, now what is the penalty for those who register to multiple places?
I don't know what the law says. I don't think there is a law for that in terms of penalizing somebody for that. But I think the only situation is that our own procedure is that once you register 4 or 5 places, and at the last point at which you are, then when you expect to cast a ballot. But I think the commission, the first year of registration is what the commission will be sending you. And then if you're not too careful, you may not be able to even go and cast your ballot because people don't do multiple registration within one facility. They do register here and move to a complete accident where people don't know them, and then they manage to go through the system and do it. So the optimal recommendations form of registration is what we did, which is a kill, which is on a side, okay? As compared to the biometric is very much efficient. So that's why people are going through such a managing to register one or two, 3 places. So the penalty for that is that is what is not by law. I don't know what is the penalty, but the commission will do everything, have done everything that you won't be able to vote in 2 places at the time doing that particular day.
Okay, now Abbott, what is the status of the ongoing training and deployment for election workers? Because Tuesday is right here.
Yeah, as I speak now, we'll be completing the training today through Upper Lofa. We are training a large batch of temporary staff, which are the queue controller, the precinct queue controller. You know, as I said, we have our commission have put a lot of mechanisms into place so that those errors that we had during the first round of elections, where people were in the queue and didn't know which line, which polling place to go to, the commission have provided these smartphones with the FR implanted into them. So you can only dial your ID number, and then your particular intent of where you're supposed to go will come up instantly. So somebody can use even that phone with internet minutes time, and then process up to 20%. Just based on how well you dial number, and then cancel, and then dial number and cancel, something like that. So we have no phone already in the county. And then another issue is the issue of the font size being printed, a very large font size being printed of the index. Those also have been posted along with the FIR to the various polling places. And then besides that, it's also going to be at the various polling places, pushing key on the day of even if somebody went and then pulled out one of the FIR at that polling place during the posting period, which is ongoing now. On the eve of elections, it's within the pushing key also. That's another good thing the commission did. So as the staff get at the polling place, they're going to also exhibit the one from the polling pushing key. So in all indication the commission has done is right. And I can assure you, once people go out there and verify the names, we have a lot of situation of feedback when it comes to the tools of posting that we just done. And also, one of our aspirants who I think you made some top turn, Madam Bruce Party, from this to full. We've been running on and on. And fortunately, when we posted the Monument City facility yesterday, her name was also on that list. So she said, "Oh, Mr. Smith, I'm so happy I saw my name." But the other name is not there. And I said, "Look, the list is not coming in full. The list is coming like this. This is one information that is good for our people to chapter. You find out that Zonal Central High will have 4 polling places there. Zonal Central Market will have 4 polling places. So the first batch that came, it's possible that you have 1, 2, 3 polling places out, and the 4th one is not out. Or you have 1 out and the other 3 are not out. So it's coming in succession as it's been printed from Monrovia. So once it's printed from Monrovia, it comes directly to the country. They don't wait for the rest to be printed before it comes. Like yesterday, we came in with some again, so there'll be new ones. So it's just going to be like that on to the 24th.
Okay, but Abbott, I'm also concerned about the issue of the publication. You started yesterday, you said 10 persons. Therefore, yesterday you said 10 centers were being covered of 10 communities. How far are you now with respect to the publication of the FRR?
Okay, information I've just gathered from the staff that came out of the photo we have published the total number of out of 96%. Out of 96%, but some of those patients are within the number of patients I'm about to say to you, are not fully covered because I said some of the polling places for the patient are coming in gradually. So there is a patient that have in, we found out that we have touched that prison, but only one polling place. All right, so yeah, we've gone through 56 now this morning. 56 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, and the most difficult area, which is Loboba, Makweta, and then some part of the Bohema trial is also there, and then around the Quadobode and Panela, Jamulo, Tusu, Yamakonedu, Manikonedu. We have also placed those FRI places. So we think to some extent it's just a matter of the commission sending it back into the field, and it's going to be posted immediately because we have the logistics already. And our men are just ready to send to have it posted so that people can benefit. That sort of it. So
out of 96 precincts, you've been able to touch 56 precincts.
56, and as I speak, the figure is decreasing because our times are in the field right now, moving to some of the other precincts that we are not touched. Okay, now what is the expected date that you need to complete this process? I spoke on the 24th yesterday, and I'm very certain that we'll be ready. As I said, I just came from Aurora this morning. I went to our IT center, and then we have a new batch. I think the total that have been touched now is around 90%. So by today, tomorrow, the rest will be coming to the county, and then we'll be going to have publication to all of the 96% that we have in Upper Lofa.
Let's talk about some of the deployment of international observers. Have they already arrived in the county?
Very well. From the onset of the prior to our training of the temporary staff, the EU delegation has been here. They have been without doing the training. They have moved to all of our training sites in Upper Lofa, that is Wanjiman, Salai, and Zozo. So that's the only group I have seen here, the EU observers, unlike the first round of elections, where we have an AU, we have ECOWAS, and then we have from the American embassy. We have not seen them up to present, but EU is very active actually.
What about the security?
Well, so far so good. The security situation is okay. We have security deployed at our warehouses. You know, about now, all of the warehouses have the sensitive materials, and the precinct kit we carry the ballot paper. So and then the government have done extremely well. Even through the process of the Supreme Court, when they were at the Supreme Court, they still had these armed men, security armed men, posted at the rural warehousing and at our warehouse in Bojima and all of the other warehouses in the country. So. Okay, so on the overall, conclusively, is the election set for 26? Very well, very well. Pablo, as I speak to you as a magistrate of student elections in Upper Lofa, I have all of the material that I need. I've got to check my material, all they are correct. I have the logistics have been arranged for deployment. Deployment is going to be like this. Let me say on the radio. We have two sub warehouses that we will be using as we did the first round. We have one sub warehouse that is in Zozo at the Zozo police station, and one is in Salai at the Salai police station. The one that is in Zozo will be carrying material for 41 polling places, and the one that is in Salai is carrying material for 57, and then in Bojima we have 112. I will stay at the warehouse here. Now the material is going to move on the 23rd. On the 23rd, the material is going to move from Bojima county warehouse. That's a county warehouse. To move the material to Salaya and Zozo. Those two warehouses are just named.
On the 23rd.
On the 23rd, right?
That's on Saturday.
Yeah. Very well. And then on the 24th, we start deployment for 3 sites to the various polling places. All right? That will be Wajiman, Salaya, and Zozo. Simultaneously, we'll be moving material from those points. And then we are expected to complete the entire deployment on the 25th. On the 25th, and that same day we will be setting up the pool. And in most cases, this time around Pablo, our staff have been mandated to sleep. We'll be sleeping because we don't want to leave on this one dirt. We'll be sleeping at the polling places that have 3 to upward. Places that have 3 polling places and upward. We will sleep there, make sure the lines are correct. Because our people started coming in 3 full, which are also a problem. There's no way you come 3 full and expect the staff to be there, but we have to make the sacrifice this time around. So even if you come 3 full, they want to be the next time ready and to put the rest with you.
Okay, Abbott. Let's hope tomorrow any new development we can have you on, because we'll continue to update the public concerning the election.
Thank you so much, Papa. Thank you for your hard work.
Okay, Abbott Smith is the head of the National Elections Commission for Upper Lofa. He is speaking to us with respect to preparation. Everything set now for election on the 26th of December 2017. So deployment already started in terms of international observers, especially EU is the one that is here. Out of 96 precincts, 56 have been touched already in terms of meeting up with the National Elections Commission mandate. That's the Supreme Court mandate from the ruling. They've been able to identify 37 people who went and did multiple registration. They've also been able to identify 7 persons with identical voter registration number. And so those people who register with multiple registration from multiple registration sites, only one area they will be selected for. So then for those with the identical registration, the first person will get the particular number, and the other people will be issued a new number. So all you need to do is to make sure that you go and see what's exactly unfolding. This is the ABS. Let's bring you a recap of the Supreme Court's ruling.
From the above quoted provisions, that the NEC is not mandatorily required to comply with the requirements of Section 3.6 as interpreted herein above, or that consequences are not or cannot be attached to non-compliance with the provisions. We acknowledge that there was non-compliance, and that non-compliance did deprive some citizens, number completely unknown, of the right to vote, but none of whom have come forward and have said that they were deprived of the right to vote. What we do state, however, that from the totality of the evidence presented by the appellants, the violations as a matter of law do not reach the threshold of such an impact on the totality of the votes as to warrant or necessitate declaring the elections null and void and ordering a rerun. What we direct hearing is that given the fact that the FRR is already prepared and in possession of the appellee NEC, coupled with the fact that the Supreme Court is authorized to correct, modify, or enter the requisite judgment that the trial court or administrative tribunal should have entered, the appellee, in the interest of transparency and fairness to this electoral process, is mandated and ordered to fully comply with the standard of publication of the FRR discussed herein, including that a full clean-up be made of the FRR and that it be made available in published hard copies to all its magistrates and polling places across the country days before the holding of the runoff election being held. Wherefore, and in view of the foregoing, as we indicated, this is not the opinion, so you have the full opinion. But wherefore, and in view of the foregoing, it is the considered opinion of this court that the ruling of the NEC's Board of Commissioners declaring a runoff election is hereby affirmed, however, with the modification as follows. 1. That the NEC is mandated and ordered to fully comply with the standards of publication of the FRR as discussed herein. 2. That the NEC is mandated to conduct a full cleanup of the FRR to ensure that multiple names of identification numbers are removed therefrom. 3. That the FRR be made available in published hard copies to all elections magistrates and polling places across the country in accordance with law prior to any runoff elections being held. 4. That given the fact that the FRR is the only electoral document that speaks to the eligibility of voters, the NEC is hereby prohibited from permitting anyone whose name is not found on the FRR to vote. 5. That any addendum to the FRR be limited to only those listed in the NEC's polling and counting manual. 6. That poll watchers who are not registered at their places of assignment and whose names are not on the FRR should not be allowed to vote at those places. 7. That the chairman and members of the Board of Commissioners of the NEC and any staff thereof are hereby prohibited from any public or other pronouncement or view of the keys. And lastly, that the stay order issued on November 6, 2017, going out of the rate of prohibition filed by the first appellant LP, that is Liberty Party, against the NEC, is hereby lifted and the NEC is ordered to proceed with the scheduling of the runoff elections in accordance with the Constitution and the new elections law, and in strict conformity with the prescriptions set forth in this opinion. The clerk of this court is ordered to inform the parties of this decision and of the decision of this court, and it is hereby so.
It is hereby so ordered. Of course, this is the Alternative Breakfast Show, live from the Alternative Youth Radio in Zozo, Lofa County. And the last segment is studio discussion. As our guest this morning, we have Lieutenant Colonel Richard Armstrong Fambule. He is the commander of the Labrador Immigration Service at in Zozo District. He has joined us this morning to talk about the role of the BRS, LRS, sorry, this time to talk about the role of the LRS in the pending runoff election, in terms of border patrol, in terms of protection, in terms of preventing some level of engagements with foreign residents in our election, manipulation, and several other. Also, we want to look at his work generally in Zozo District and several other. My name is James. I'd like to welcome you, Major from Lieutenant Colonel. Now, so I used to call you Major before.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. So, good morning. Welcome to the ABS. Please come close to the microphone.
Okay.
Again, I'd like to say good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Okay, we need to do some low adjustment here to make sure you can have the microphone. Again, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
It's still very low. I'm not getting
okay.
I barely hear you. And let's do this. Again, you can do that. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Wow. Okay, go ahead. Good morning.
Well, yes, as you have just said,
okay.
I'm Lieutenant Colonel Richard Armstrong Fambule, commanding officer of LRS Zozo District.
Okay, Colonel, the election is right here, but before we go to that, I'd like to know, how is the LRS in Zozo District?
Oh, LRS is working very hard. LRS is okay. Security wise, I told you 3-8. But that is not within the cycle.
I'm on my B75.
Yeah, okay. Now you're B75.
Yeah, I'm on my B75. So if you tell me 3-8, I'll understand. No problem.
Okay. That's good.
All right, so.
And, we have undergone several training with respect to this election that is about to be here. We did at the integrated border management that fall within our circle, to make sure that all actors are given a chance to do their work without any interference or discrepancies.
Okay. So you said integrated border management?
Yes, integrated border management.
The integrated border management, I'd like to, for the sake of the public, know specifically some of the areas that you touched and some of the issues that you discussed.
Yeah. As you are just asking me, I mean, the border management is concerning the effectiveness of our job at the federal borders, so as to prevent criminality within our job, where we talk about drugs trafficking. We try to prevent drugs trafficking. We try to prevent illegal border crossing, and so forth. I mean, all is geared towards the cooperation on peace building, security. Yes.
Yeah, but before,
and defense.
Okay, in defense. Mm-hmm. Before you were here under the canopy of the BIN, looking at the transitioning period from BIN to LRS, what could you say?
Oh, in fact, it's great.
Okay.
It's great.
Under the
LRS, it is great. Because we have a lot of issues that we'll be dealing with that we not used to deal with before.
Okay.
So, in fact, LRS is much larger, as I will tell you, it's much larger.
So the scope of operation on the BIN is smaller, yes, or was smaller as compared to the scope of operation on LRS?
Yeah, it was much smaller as compared to the present LRS, Labrador Immigration Service.
Okay. And you are in Zozo. Zozo is, somebody could say, it's a major complicated area in terms of, somebody would say, this man is my brother, he lives in Guinea. Considering that this man is a Guinean, it's difficult to identify that person. And how are you managing in terms of handling these situations?
Yeah, thank you very much. As you have just said, I mean, it's a difficult situation, but actually, our first and foremost responsibility as immigration officers is to make sure that all aliens entering this country must possess the requisite traveling document as required by the immigration law of Liberia. That is passport, laissez-passer. But right now, for us to be very, very strong on the issue, is we have to also respect the ECOWAS protocol that said that you can come from the ECOWAS sister country to another without a visa. So they use laissez-passer. And just as you were saying, sometimes it can be very difficult because we have lawmen in Liberia and we have lawmen in Guinea. I mean, we have Mandingo in Liberia and Mandingo in Guinea. So it's a difficult time because some of these people, sometimes you have them arrested, especially along the border. Somebody will come and say, this man here is my nephew. And all these things is deriving from the intermarriage here.
When it comes to the illegal movement across the border, how often do you really notice these things?
Well, in a way, it is a basis, because in a sense where we try to issue, because our Guinean counterpart, Liberians coming in or the Guineans coming in, they all come with laissez-passer. So they ask, why is it that most of our Liberians can cross into Guinea without a travel document, which we have already put that in place. And I think everything is quite normal.
When it comes to the collaboration with the LRS and that of the Guinean security or immigration, how is the collaboration?
Oh, the collaboration is fair. Because just to remind you, sometime in November, to be precise, November 15th, and the commissioner, including the police commander, and myself and other permanent citizens, we went to Gegetu, where we have to talk on some of these things, how best we can collaborate and cooperate together to have a peaceful coordination between the two countries. And that has been working very well. The Guinean immigration, they are in connection with us when it comes to normality or the free movement of our people.
Okay, so that collaboration is going on well.
No, it's going on very well.
Okay. 07763200550 880515146 and or you can call me on 08800374775. These are the numbers that put you through our conversation. Maybe you got some questions to answer, or maybe to ask the head of the LRS here in Zozo district. You can go ahead, call me up on 0776320055 088051546 or 08800374775. These are the numbers. So I want to find out from you, Conan. With respect to the elections just close to us, have you deployed your guys already?
Yes, my guys. I mean, my officers, or the officers with me, have been assigned to the various areas. Yes, even right now we even carry on a regular patrol from an area called
it's like by Bell?
around the source of Butusu, coming to Women, coming to Pau, coming to Giziboika. All these areas we carry on a regular patrol to make sure that the area is stable.
Yeah, but when it comes to tip-off, do you receive a tip-off in terms of people giving you information that somebody, maybe most of the foreign residents are registering, or they are coming to our country to as part of the election? Let me talk to this person. Good morning, how are you?
Yeah, good morning, Babu.
Good morning, Mr. Murphy. You're welcome.
Yeah, this is Matthew. We're calling from the Foreign American stuff.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you. I want to tell it to you guys. Good morning, and thank you very much for your hard work. Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
That is, if, for example, a Guinean happen to come in Nigeria and then cause problem, and then go back to Guinea, and sometimes you know where this individual lives. But what would be the legal process that you can go through to have this person
Thank you. You can do the same by calling us on 07763200055, 0880-515146. Go ahead. You want to respond now?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the first place, personally, we are carrying on a survey, making sure that the alien are residing within our areas. We try to coordinate it in a sense where we work along with the local authorities, like the town chief. If any alien comes to you, a host, you must make sure that you take this alien to the quarter chief, and the quarter chief will take this alien to the town chief for proper record system. In a sense where wherever this person causes trouble, we'll make sure we get to the host, and through the host, we can get hold of the man and have the person prosecuted if the person has committed any crime. And just why you are saying, my brother, I've always been telling people, covering the person my nephew, the person my this, it's not correct, because Zoso district is a border district. Anybody that causes heinous crime can easily cross into Guinea. Okay. And to have the person arrested, they have to pass through other process, in a sense where they will go in transmission from here to the country, from the country now to the territory, before they can start to make sure they get this person arrested through the Guinean authority. And that is a long process. So that to make it easier, it's always good when any alien that comes in the area or in your town, you make sure you take this alien to the town chief and say, town chief, this is my friend. He has come to spend time to me. And maybe you'll go through an interview and they will know what the purpose he has come for. I think that way, things will be better.
But do you see that method working very well here?
We have just tried to introduce it. Actually, we just started the process about 3 weeks ago now.
But what is the response? What's the feedback?
Oh, the feedback is rewarding, because we did not only just go in the Bureau town, we pass through the district commissioner, which we inform her officially, and she was able to cooperate with us and make sure this process works. And I think it's progressing.
Okay, it's progressing. And I'd like to also find out from you, when it comes to cross-border crimes, do you really, is it reported to you?
Cross-border crime?
Yeah, somebody from different areas just come and commit crime and just
it happened here once upon a time. Let me take also as an example. There was a criminal that left from, they left from Guinea, they crossed over here, and they were able to steal a Caterpillar battery, I think 1 or 2 batteries, and were taken to Guinea. But through the effort of the district commissioner and our security, we were able to solve that problem.
And the batteries were
retrieved by the Solid Rock Construction Company.
07763200550 880-515-146. Go ahead. And there are some. What are some of the most often reported complaints against your men at the level of the border? Do you receive complaints?
Before then, but nowadays, no. Actually, no.
Before then, what were the complaints?
No, before then, officers were found in brutal acts with some civilians traveling along the border or crossing the border. We have had numerous workshops, and those guys, the officers have been well trained, and I think those things have been put behind.
So it means the LRS is moving on.
It's moving on strongly. Right now, as I speak to you, they are conducting several workshops in various localities, or various areas, like human trafficking. Training is ongoing.
So let me talk to this person. Good morning. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Good morning. Okay, you're sounding too low. Can you call back 07763200550 880-515-146? And you said training going on for
training going on, several training going on, with respect to human trafficking, that is ongoing. I mean, that is a very serious issue that we have been discovering along the border, where people come with a pretend that they're going to carry children to carry to another people or another relatives to go to school, and then they divide the whole thing and get them to be a breadwinner.
All right. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Danisha Suba. Go ahead. Can you stand in a specific location, because we're not getting you at all? Okay, your network area is not. Yeah, go ahead, sir. So you're talking about people traveling with kids and under the pretense that you're going to help, and at the end of the day, nothing is being done. Yeah. So how are you handling those kind of situation?
In fact, we have special officers have been selected for that area to be specialized, and I think that training is ongoing as I speak to you now.
Okay, sir. We don't have the luxuries of time, but in concluding, what could you say ahead of the elections Tuesday? How prepares the LRS in terms of handling electoral issues?
Well, the only thing, when we come to politics, sometimes we have a little to play.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can rest assured the citizens of Dorset District that the security of the border is guaranteed. I mean, let everybody be composed and get ready to go and vote. Having voted, I believe peace will be imminent, and as you can envisage.
Okay, sir. Thanks ever so much for coming, and this is your first time to our studio. Welcome.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much. In fact, this is my first time. I'm quite impressed. You are doing very well, and I hope you will continue this in the interest of our people.
I appreciate you so much, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Armstrong Fambolet.
Thank you.
Okay, he's the commander of the Liberia Immigration Service, the LRS, for Zozo District, here appearing in our breakfast presentation this morning. Those of you across the world who would love to say thanks ever so much for watching us, and thanks for joining us this morning. But we stay here wrapping up this morning.
The provisions that the NEC is not mandatorily required to comply with the requirements of Section 3.6 as interpreted in the above. All consequences are not or cannot be attached to non-compliance with the provisions. We acknowledge that there was non-compliance, and that non-compliance did deprive some citizens, number completely unknown, of the right to vote, but none of whom have come forward and have said that they were deprived of the right to vote. What we do state, however, that from the totality of the evidence presented by the appellants, the violations as a matter of law do not reach the threshold of such an impact on the totality of the votes as to warrant or necessitate declaring the elections null and void and ordering a rerun. What we direct herein is that given the fact that the FRR is already prepared and in possession of the appellee NEC, coupled with the fact that the Supreme Court is authorized to correct, modify, or enter the requisite judgment that the trial court or administrative tribunal should have entered, the appellee, in the interest of transparency and fairness to this electoral process, is mandated and ordered to fully comply with the standard of publication of the FRR discussed herein, including that a full clean up be made of the FRR and that it be made available in published hard copies to all its magistrates and polling places across the country days before the holding of the runoff election being held. Wherefore, and in view of the foregoing, as we indicated, this is less than 40% of the opinion, so you have the full opinion. But wherefore, and in view of the foregoing, it is the considered opinion of this court that the ruling of the NEC's Board of Commissioners declaring a runoff election is hereby affirmed, however, with the modification as follows. 1. That the NEC is mandated and ordered to fully comply with the standards of publication of the FRR as discussed herein. 2. That the NEC is mandated to conduct a full cleanup of the FRR to ensure that multiple names of identification numbers are removed therefrom. 3. that the FRR be made available in published hard copies to all elections magistrates and polling places across the country in accordance with law prior to any runoff elections being held. 4, that given the fact that the FRR is the only electoral document that speaks to the eligibility of voters, the NEC is hereby prohibited from permitting anyone whose name is not found on the FRR to vote. 5, that any addendum to the FRR be limited to only those listed in the NEC's polling and counting manual. 6, that poll watchers who are not registered at their places of assignment and whose names are not on the FRR should not be allowed to vote at those places. 7, that the chairman and members of the Board of Commissioners of the NEC and any staff thereof are hereby prohibited from any public or other production or view of the keys. And lastly, that the stay order issued on November 6, 2017, going out of the way of prohibition filed by the first appellant LP, that is Liberty Party, against the NEC, is hereby lifted, and the NEC is ordered to proceed with the scheduling of the runoff elections in accordance with the Constitution and the new elections law, and in strict conformity with the prescriptions set forth in this opinion. The clerk of this court is ordered to inform the parties of this decision and of the decision of this court, and it is hereby so. From the above quoted provisions, that the NEC is not mandatorily required to comply with the requirements of Section 3.6 as interpreted herein above, or that consequences are not or cannot be attached to non-compliance with the provisions. We acknowledge that there was non-compliance.
It will be cleaned up before they run up. We are aware of the challenges in terms of time limitation, but we have taken all of those into consideration. We will meet all of the mandates of the court in full. Then you ask if I'm aware that the mandate is similar to exhibition. I'm not aware, sir. But I see it as a court.
And I want to be clear here. It's a TV attack. Let me tell you something. And I want every one of you to stand by us for us to work around the clock to ensure that we meet the date we have set. It's a TV attack.
Restricted or diluted. We therefore respect the right of every member, partisan, and supporter of Liberty Party to endorse or not to endorse whoever some of our partisans have chosen to endorse, or whoever other partisans might choose to endorse, or even if some of our partisans decide not to endorse. None of them become any less a partisan than the other. Liberty Party is a big tent which includes all of us. Our personal feeling towards each other notwithstanding, borrowing from the inscription on the American Statue of Liberty, we consist of the tired, the poor, the huddled masses yearning to breathe free, as well as the homeless and the Zogos. Together, we are Liberty Party. It is the decision of the Liberty Party that as an institution, we will endorse neither Vice President Boaka nor Senator Weah. However, our partisans, regardless of position or status, members of all our auxiliaries, including those that bear the name of Brumskin, may feel free to endorse or not to endorse.
From the above quoted provision, mandatorily required to comply with the requirements of Section 3.6 as interpreted herein above.
Yes, folks, this is how to go now on the Thursday morning presentation of the Alternative Breakfast Show. Just before we go home, let's recap some of the issues we've been following this morning. We spoke with Jeremiah Molba from Hot FM in Bone County. President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf this afternoon is expected to dedicate or to break ground for the construction of the road in Lofa County from Banga to Manicoma, I'm sure. And he told us about some of the electoral issues there. Also, a group of partisans from the All Liberian Party, the ALP, calling itself the majority group, suspended Honorable Benona Wifer Ure from the party following the endorsement of Unity Party Joseph Walker in the pending December 26, 2017 runoff election. Our correspondent there, James Flomo, told us more about that, and he also told us about the election. Ahead of the December 26, 2017 elections, those with multiple names in Lofa County have been identified already. 37 of them went and registered to many areas, and 7 persons bearing the same identification number, but that have been ratified already. Publication continues. All over 56 out of 96 polling centers or precincts have been already touched, and the publication continues today. Also, Albert Smith was the one who told us more of that, talking about the distribution and deployment of sensitive and non-sensitive materials. There will be 3 centers: Zozo Police Station, Zozo the Salai Police Station, and the Vanjama Central Warehouse. 41 and 57 polling centers or precincts will be covered on Zozo, 57 on the Salai. Vanjama will carry the remaining 112. So from the 23rd of March, we'll begin